Now, joining us is Donna Ross, a member of the Central Service Team for Magnificat Ministry. Donna, thank you so much for joining us, and you're calling from the great state of Louisiana, aren't you?
Well, actually, Bishop, I'm physically in California this morning,
wow.
but that is where we are located as far as our offices are in Metairie, Louisiana. You're absolutely right.
Okay,
So,
well, you get the best of both worlds then.
I think so.
New Orleans and the West
fortunate.
Coast. Well, thank you. We're so glad you can join us. And could I invite you just in the beginning to tell our viewers and Stephanie and myself as well about Magnificat and how it all got started?
I would love to. Thank you for that opportunity. Actually, Magnificat is this beautiful ministry that God ordained in basically 81. We're 36 years old this year on the Feast of Our Lady of the Rosary. We just celebrated our birthday. And the whole idea was for the opportunity for women, Catholics specifically, to be able to come together in a very relaxed social environment to receive the Holy Spirit, give him an opportunity to work on us, if you will. And we do that through a meal 4 times a year. We basically host a meal, and in that environment, people come together, they share a meal, could be a brunch, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever, but we also invite someone to share their testimony, their journey with the Lord. There's praise and worship, intercessory prayer. And what I love also, Bishop, I always say, birds of a feather flock together. And Magnificat gives women an opportunity to come together with like-minded women often. And science tells us that when they fly in formation, they can go 70% further together. And so I think there's a real wisdom in that. We can learn from the flock of birds, right?
Ah, very good, yes.
That's amazing.
And so that's what's happening in Magnificat. We come together and help one another on that road to holiness.
Thanks so much, Donna. And I know the Magnificat prayer of Mary is so moving to a lot of Catholics. My soul proclaims the greatness of the Lord. It's so beautiful, and it shares the encounter of Mary with her cousin Elizabeth, right? So tell us about some of the encounters that occur for women in the Magnificat ministry.
Well, I think, Stephanie, again, when you open things up to the Holy Spirit, okay, and you don't put limits on him, all things are possible. Mm-hmm. And we find in our meals that through our little praise reports and emails and comments afterwards that, when people come, often they don't know what to expect. But by the time they leave, the Lord may have touched their heart. They may have been there discerning a vocation, and he put that on his heart. They may have sat next to a woman who becomes their new best friend. It's very interesting. Although it's, again, a ministry that's intended to minister to Catholic women, women of all faiths or lack of faith come to Magnificat meals as well. It's a very unthreatening, non-threatening environment that gives the Lord an opportunity to touch their hearts. So it's very beautiful.
Tell us about the recent international gathering, I believe, and also a book launch?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Bishop. Well, actually, we just had our 14th International Leaders Conference. It was held in California this year. And so our leaders from all over the world, Europe, the Caribbean, Canada, the United States, we have, I should say, over 109 formed chapters now since that 1981 birth through a luncheon in Metairie. And so we have 109 chapters formed, 11 countries we are active in, over 7 languages that Magnificat exists in. And we all met in California this past week for an extremely spirit-filled conference. It was an absolute gift. And during that time, I'm going to hold up a book. I hope you can see it. Our ministry is so testimony oriented because we know we were saved by the blood of the Lamb and the word of the testimony. Well, we had a first book that was debuted 2 years ago at our conference, and it was 19 testimonies of women who have shared that in a Magnificat meal. Well, this year, just literally a week ago, we debuted our second Magnificat Proclaim series called Holy Orders. And it was all the clergy, I should say clergy members who have given their testimony at a Magnificat meal are featured in this book. It is absolutely a gem. It's a gift, I think, not only for us as a ministry, but I have to laugh. The diversity of your vocation calls in here are amazing. And so I think it would appeal to just about anyone. You know, it will inspire
Yeah.
folks, whether they're considering a vocation or not, the journeys that these courageous men have taken to their vocation.
Right. So Donna, where can people learn more about the Magnificat Ministry?
Well, I would encourage you to go to our website. It's pretty updated with most everything you're going to want to know. That's magnificat-ministry.org. Also, the book and information regarding that can be found there as well. They can also go to Amazon.com simply for the book if they'd like.
Great.
But everything pretty much you're going to want to know, all the basics. If someone's interested in forming a chapter, if God's placed that on their heart, they can find all that information on our website.
Magnificat-ministry.org. Donna Ross, it's been so great to have you. A lot of great things come out of Metairie. I was just there a couple weeks ago for the prayer breakfast, the Willwoods community. So a lot of spirit, a lot of Catholic spirit down there in Metairie, and you're an example of it.
Absolutely. Good heritage out of Metairie. Huh,
Exactly. Well,
Thank
you so much.
Thank you for inviting us to be a part of the
No, thank you for
program.
being with us. We're thrilled, both Steffi and I and all of our viewers. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Yeah, God bless you too.